Here, I'll give y'all something else to look at. This video is called The Reality Check, how it's really going to go down. It almost went down in 1994, during the time when they were working on the crime bill. Fortunately, Dianne Feinstein could not get enough signatures to get everything that she wanted, but there was a plan. This is no conspiracy theory crap. This is stuff you can look up on your own. But this is how it was going to go down if they could have got a total ban on certain classes of weapons. They're not, folks, get this idea that they're going to stack up on your door and come take your guns. It ain't gonna happen like that initially. That will be like the very last phase. But it's going to start kind of like this. They will pass the law. Then when they get the law passed, they're going to make it really inconvenient for you to go anywhere with the banned weapon, let alone use it. So you have this really cool tactical weapon. God forbid you use it to defend yourself. Even if you are justified. Imagine this. Say like they ban AR-15s, for example. And you use one to stop a neighborhood gang from assaulting your wife en masse in your living room. Okay, you're not charged with murder, but you still go to prison on a felony weapons charge because you had a contraband weapon. Imagine that. It will be measures like that. And another thing that they will do is like, one, if it's in your possession, well, that's a felony. So good luck going somewhere to shoot it and enjoy it. And then the insidious stuff starts, because this was part of the plan in 1994. How many of you, when you were a kid in grade school, remember Officer Friendly? You know, Officer Friendly that would come to the school and talk to you about stranger danger, you know, looking both ways before you cross the street, don't crank call the police, that kind of thing. Then Officer Friendly comes to the book with a big photo album of sorts, or something cool to get the children's attention. And it has all these pictures of contraband weapons in it. Hey, little Billy, have you ever seen one of these before? Yeah, Officer Friendly, my daddy has one of those. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, you know, I want to help your dad. You know, these things are dangerous. How can I help you protect your dad? You know, this thing's going to hurt him. Do you want your dad to get hurt? No. Where does your dad keep it? Oh, he keeps it under the bed in a box under the floor. Okay, thanks for telling me that, little Billy. That's when you get the stack up on the door. But the problem is they're probably going to arrest Billy's dad on the way to work. They're not going to stack up on the door till after Billy's dad is in jail. Then they're going to blow the door off, come in, and scare the hell out of his wife. And convince her, even though they're not supposed to do that, figure out a way to get her to turn state's evidence against her husband. That's how it will really go down. This idea where they romanticize about, like, yeah, when they come to my house, and I always tell these people, yeah, if you're at your house when they come to your house, you're going to die. That's exactly what's going to happen. You're not going to fight them off and live a normal life afterwards. Once you initiate contact with the enemy, this particular enemy is not going to be inclined to break contact with you. So just get that silliness out of your head. It isn't going to happen. I'm trying to figure out a way to have this conversation and not get in trouble, because this is all hypothetical anyway. But nope. And I'll tell you people something. If you wait for them to come to your house, again, you're dead. And all these wonderful guns and boxes of ammo that you've been hoarding all this time, for the real patriots that might be inclined to do something useful, will be denied that equipment. Because you've been too busy walking around saying, yeah, when they show up to my house. Well, it ain't going to happen. They're going to show up on your bumper on your way to work. They're going to show up while you're out jogging around the neighborhood or while you're at the grocery store. That's when they're going to show up. And people have this idea that the powers that be that take this oath, they're really going to be on your side. They're going to keep their oath. Just remember, it wasn't murdering tyrants that marched the Jews into the gas chambers. It was civil servants merely providing for their families. You know, think about that. Put it in that context. I was at a drill one weekend. I used to be military police in my state's defense force. And we had a first sergeant. I can't remember his name. I'm not afraid to say his name. I just don't remember it. And we were having this discussion about, a response to some sort of natural disaster. And he said, yeah, if we need some equipment, we could get this piece of paper from the governor, and we could show up on some farm and wave it in some farmer's face, and he'll have to give us his tractor. And I just looked at this guy because I clearly remembered, we're supposed to be here for the people, and we're supposed to defend the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic. And he's like, yeah, and they'll have to give it to us. And I'm like, well, if you're on that mission, you show up on at my dad's place waving that piece of paper, you better hope the governor authorizes you to have weapons on that operation. He's like, yeah, why is that? And I just looked at him and said, you're going to need it. So get this idea that, that all this Q crap and everything else, it's Bravo Sierra, people. I just wanted to give some of you people a reality check while it was on my mind, and that's it. Have a nice night.